So, what I've noticed about people in the spiritual community, myself included, this used to be really big for me, is feeling heavy emotion. I think the more that someone does healing work, there becomes like a bigger ego trick that happens because when you get into a negative, heavy emotion, you automatically start rejecting yourself, right? The inner critic becomes loud and, you shouldn't judge that person. You start judging yourself for judging that person, or if you feel angry, right? I used to get so annoyed because I'm like, why can't I just have unconditional love for my mom? Like, why can't I? Why am I always judging or like reacting, right? And like to a stranger, it's way more easy for me to be open and loving and, engaging. And that's because the stranger hasn't pissed me off for 35 years, right? So like we get stories about people, and our families are like our biggest trigger point pushers, right? But I would really judge myself for not being able to be in unconditional love about it. And so that's what I've noticed is about when people are feeling really high, feeling really connected to love, and then they go into a negative emotion, then the cycle of beating up yourself begins. And again, that's just a cycle. It's just a mind trick. It's an ego thought. And so when you can really kind of acknowledge what it is and really own your emotion, it's okay to feel angry or judgmental of something. If someone is doing something annoying, right? Or that's just like triggering, it's okay to feel those feelings. You have to let yourself feel those feelings, because when you can feel those feelings and not judge yourself, right? Be that inner parent to the person that is angry, right? What would you say to a child that, you wanted to live their best life and feel fully expressed? You wouldn't say, stop being angry, right? Or stop crying. Like we usually hear, it would be like, okay, like I can see you're angry. What are you angry about, right? And allowing yourself to process it, because a lot of times those feelings are valid. So if we're not, validating them, then those parts of ourselves that are hurt are just going to continue to recycle. And so at the end of the day, when you can process your emotion and then kind of understand like, okay, like I can see how if I was in, a better place, like maybe it's been a while since I've meditated, or maybe it's been a while since I went and had an energy healing, right? That I need to kind of clear the cords, right? And get back to myself. But never like judging yourself for being in the negative emotions. I think really like being spiritual is being able to, give yourself unconditional love with all the parts of yourself. And I'm not saying like I still self reject myself, especially like relating to, my family, like, and their drama and their neurosis. And I'm like, I'm never going to escape this, And it's like, because I'm afraid that I'm a part of it too. And so again, in essence, I'm rejecting myself. So I can be a little bit more snappy or, judgmental or angry. But again, it's all a part of the process. It's like, this is just a part of the human experience. Instead of running away from it all the time, right? It's really just a time to get really curious and then do what you need to do to help facilitate that healing even more, right? So, and that would look like meditating, going to yoga, reaching out to a community or somebody that who is spiritually connected to help you kind of recalibrate. But the dark or the heavy emotions are a part of this process, right? And the sooner you stop rejecting it, the sooner the cycles, like you will be less judgmental, right? About yourself and about others. Things won't bother you as much, right? But like we're like here, to learn some stuff and to grow and to experience the polarities. So it's never, it's just like not a good idea to try to run from it. Like nothing's wrong. Like you didn't, release like all of your spiritual knowledge because you're feeling angry or disconnected or not doing your healing practices. Like maybe at one time you were really into, meditating every day and all of that, and you felt really good, and then you kind of wandered off, and then you're just kind of like in this cycle of beating yourself up about like not being connected to it anymore. But it's like you're always connected. Like your intuition is always like, giving you ideas, like God, the angels, whatever universe you believe in, like it's always giving you information, right? You're just probably rejecting yourself or not validating yourself. And that's the reason why you're not like acknowledging. So anyway, I just thought I would share that because, let's stop running from our heavy emotions. Like we are here to be a part of that, right? Like It is what it is. The sooner we stop running from it, the sooner it stops controlling us. Okay, bye. I was supposed to be getting ready, and then I just kept talking. Okay, bye.